The bad man is gone. Baker Mayfield is gone. But we'll talk about that later. For now, we got some games to recap. Welcome to this episode of the K&A Football Cup. Wow. Welcome to this episode of the K&A Football Podcast. Austin and I are here to recap the crazy Week 13.
Yeah.
Week 13 games. Should be a fun time. This is K&A Football. All right, Austin. So that kind of just saddened me. I'm not going to lie. Saying Week 13.
Yeah.
I did not realize we were that far.
No. Week 13 out of 18. Flashback a couple weeks ago, and we were like, oh, here we are, Week 9. We're halfway through. Oh. But there's still so much football left. At this point, not a lot of football left.
There's literally
During every game, you see the chart pop up that shows, this is the playoff picture.
Mm-hmm.
These are the teams that are in the hunt. It's a sad time.
It is a very sad time.
It's exciting because this is where football really gets interesting, where it comes down to it actually matters. If your team wins, it really affects your playoff implications. If another team loses, it can affect how your team does if another team wins. So you're not just a fan of your team anymore at this point in the season. You're a fan or you're an enemy of every team.
For sure. I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about tonight. Big game for Panthers fans, the Bucks and the Saints. We obviously, pains me to say, but we are rooting big time for the Saints tonight. Even if the Bucks do win, the Panthers have a very legit shot at potentially winning the division. But yeah, I understand what you mean. Like it is when football gets a lot more interesting because you're fighting for that final push for the playoffs. All these games matter a lot more now, and it gets to the point of the playoffs where it's going to be great team against great team. It's not like the Texans versus.
Right. You aren't going to have some of these games that we had this week where they were blowouts. You get to look forward to games that should be close, that should be some overtime thrillers, some fourth quarter comebacks, and it gets really exciting at this point.
It is exciting, but it is also very sad that we are already 13 weeks done.
It is sad. It's sad, very sad.
Man.
Yeah.
But it's all right. Let's not look ahead.
Let's look back.
Let's look back
at this week.
Yeah, let's jump into the recap.
The K&A Week Recap.
Really smooth.
That was amazing.
That was very smooth.
That was so smooth.
We need to try to do that every week.
We should really attempt. We should really try.
Yeah, so the first game that we're going to recap, Steelers versus the Falcons. Steelers won 19-16.
Yep.
Steelers kind of had control of this game from start to finish. Falcons made a late push at the very end, got the ball back with not a lot of time left, and Mariota threw an interception to seal the game.
Yeah, Mariota throwing an interception to seal the game seems to be a defining characteristic of his career. Steelers fans have a lot to look forward to. I mean, Kenny Pickett looks comfortable. He looks like a good quarterback. Obviously, it takes a couple weeks to get to that point. So with him taking over for Mitch Trubisky and starting all these games, he actually looks pretty comfortable back there. So, I mean, he should be, at this point, a good option for the next couple years for the Steelers. I saw that Hayward, the tight end that caught Pickett's pass, his dad had died this week or a week ago or whatever, and he had played for the Falcons. So that was obviously really big for him. So I'm happy for them, and I'm unfortunately very saddened to see that the Steelers actually won because the Browns need a lot to go right in the AFC North, and with the Steelers win and the Bengals win, and I think the Ravens won as well. We in a tough situation up there.
Tough situation, yeah. I mean, personally, I don't think Mariota is that great of a quarterback. He's kind of gotten worse as the season's gone on, now throwing a game-losing interception. Yep. If you remember, the Falcons drafted Desmond Ridder this season in the draft, and a lot of people are like, why aren't they playing Desmond Ridder? Like they had Mariota, but they planned on eventually playing Ridder, the rookie quarterback, getting him some snaps. And I think like the Falcons are in a tough situation because the NFC South is so bad that they can still easily contend and fight for the division. But why would you want to do that and throw in a rookie quarterback in that situation? Because a rookie quarterback, no rookie quarterback plays great and wins you games in year one, even year two sometimes. So if you're throwing a rookie quarterback in with the team that's not even great to start, I mean, it's going to be hard to win the division. It's harder to win it even with Mariota. It's going to be even worse with a rookie. Debbie.
Thank you, Debbie.
What there? Over under 2 times fixing the mics today, Austin.
That's pretty good.
Over under.
Over under 2 times fixing the mics. I'm gonna go over.
Yeah, I'm going over as well.
Over.
We've already got one.
We already won. We're like 45 seconds in. Yeah, I completely agree with you. The Falcons, obviously, this is not the point to be playing a rookie quarterback. You obviously still have legitimate potential to win the division, make a playoff push. If you were in like the Texans situation, where very clearly you're not making the playoffs at this point, it obviously wouldn't matter if you start your rookie quarterback, get him some more snaps, whatever. Falcons are not in that position. They need to be playing a veteran guy who hopefully is making good decisions with the football and not losing you games. Clearly that's not the case, but it's the best they have.
Right. Panthers fans around the world rejoiced at the end of this game. We had a bye week, Panthers had a bye week this week, and so all they did was take a step up because the teams ahead of them in the division lost. So we literally gained positioning by not playing. Couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah, I joked with you at the beginning of the week that the Panthers would lose the bye week. So far, Panthers are winning the bye week. Now, you do have the Monday night game.
Big game.
To play for. I mean, you're not playing, but
right.
It's a big game. Steelers, Tampa Bay, which we'll talk about later. Big implications for you guys. And you got rid of the bad man.
We did get rid of the bad man.
The bad big man.
I also said the big man. He's not the big man.
He's the bad man.
He's a little tiny man.
The bad man can't hurt you anymore.
Yeah. But we'll talk about
him later when we get to a team that we think will do some stuff with the bad man. All right. Yeah, Debbie's slacking. Oh, man. Look, so the Packers won this game, Packers-Bears, at Ford Field. No, it's not Ford Field.
Yeah, it is.
It is Ford Field?
No, that's
it's
the Lions.
Soldier Field.
Yeah, that's the Lions.
It's Soldier Field.
Yeah. It's okay. We know
Same division.
Yeah.
Soldier Field. The Bears have officially decided to change the name of their stadium to Rogers Field.
I saw that.
Seeing as how Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears and continues to own 101% of the shares in the Bears organization.
Is it 101? I thought it was 102. I'm not going to lie. But yeah.
Justin Fields back from injury. They decided to activate him. And he looked good. He ran through. He overall played a really good game, picked up right where he left off. Clearly, the injury did not affect his play afterwards, but Aaron Rodgers, being Aaron Rodgers, made a comeback win, a come-from-behind win to continue to own the Bears.
Mm-hmm. I said last week, we both said, plus Daniel the Camel, said that it doesn't matter what happens, the Packers are going to win because the Packers always beat the Bears.
Yeah.
Justin Fields could have combined for like 600 total yards. I still think the Packers would have magically scored more points than them. Like me, I was with you yesterday at like noon. We were at Chipotle eating some lunch, and we were talking.
Some delicious chips from Debbie's chip bag.
Debbie was getting very upset.
Like my chips.
Yeah, we were taking Debbie's chips, but that's besides the point. Yeah, we were saying how much like we would love for Justin Fields to be the one to break that curse of the Packers always beating the Bears. And I think, obviously, within the next year or two, it will happen. He would be the guy to do it. He's looking incredible.
Yeah.
But right now, he just doesn't have any help around him. We say it every single week.
Yeah. With Justin Fields playing as well as he is, we had talked earlier in the year about how the Bears aren't helping him. They aren't letting him play his kind of football. They're wanting him to be forced into this mold that he's not a part of. And we were really looking forward to when his rookie contract would expire and he'd be able to get out of there. With him playing as well as he is in Chicago with this scheme, do you think that he'll stay once his contract expires if he has more help than he has now?
I think it's way too early in his career to tell. It's only his second season. Mm-hmm. But assuming he gets more help, I don't think he would leave. I don't think he's that kind of guy. If they show work of him of trying to get him some help, I think he'll stay. But if it's like the Ravens situation and they're doing the opposite and just not helping him out at all, no receivers, no nothing at all, I think he's out. Kind of like I think Lamar Jackson's out of Baltimore, but we'll get there. But yeah. I did see you were talking about how Rodgers owns 101% of the Bears shares, which is true. I also, this is a legit thing. After the game, they interviewed him, and he said, like, this place is like my second home, or like this place is home to me, or something like that. And he was playing at Chicago because he just completely.
He wins.
Yeah, it doesn't
He wins in
matter
Chicago.
how bad the Packers can be. It doesn't matter how good the Bears will be.
Aaron Rodgers will beat the Bears. I'm fairly confident that it's not the Packers that beat the Bears. It's not the Packers that own the Bears. It's Aaron Rodgers that beats the Bears and owns the Bears. We'll see when he retires or when he leaves Green Bay or whichever comes first. But for now, I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears.
Yeah. Ooh.
All right. So this was Jags at Lions, and this game was not close in any capacity.
No, it wasn't.
This game ended Lions win 40-14, which means the Lions are on kind of a hot streak. They've won like 4 of their last 5, I think, which is mildly impressive for how they started the year. And we've finally gotten back to the Lions that we saw early in the season, where their offense is blowing teams up. I mean, early in the year, their offense was blowing teams up, but then their defense was also letting up 1,000 points. This time, the Lions' explosive offense combined with the Jags' lack of offense is what got the Lions the win.
I can't remember. Did I pick the Jags or the Lions?
We both picked the Lions here.
We did.
I think so, yeah.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to that because I marked when we did our stats, which we'll get to at the end. I think I had myself picking the Jags. So
Maybe you did. We'll have to check on that.
We'll check on that at the end of the podcast. But yeah, either way, there was a lot of talk going into the week about Trevor Lawrence because he played incredible last week against Baltimore. And they were like, oh, maybe this is his like welcome to the NFL moment. Maybe now he's going to be the guy we all thought he was going to be. Well, JK, that was a fluke. He got completely dismantled in this game by a defense of the Lions who, like we said, was not stopping anybody. And they just got completely... Granted, he did get hurt for a little bit of the game, but he came back. They still played terrible. Maybe the Lions... I mean, we had high hopes for them coming into the year. High hopes for the first couple weeks, and then they started playing terrible. We lost all those hopes and aspirations, and now they're good again. I mean, do you think that there's a chance that they could squeak into the playoffs?
Ooh, that's tough. At this point, there is, I think, no chance of them winning the NFC North. I think the Vikings have that locked. Okay, so they're not getting in the playoffs that way. They're not getting in the playoffs by winning the division, even with a terrible record, like is going to happen in the NFC South. Okay, no offense to that division, but that's what's going to happen. You're going to have a team with a terrible record that's still going to make it in because they suck. I mean, it's like what, the 2007 Seahawks, where they were literally 8-9 and made it into the playoffs because their division sucked. For the Lions, it's tough. I mean, the NFC is a really bad football conference.
I mean, yeah, but you see the NFC East, and they might produce all 3 wildcard teams. The Cowboys, the Giants, and the Commanders.
Yeah, they very well may do that, which is...
crazy.
Very crazy. Man, it's tough. I'm going to go with no. I don't think the Lions are going to squeak in the playoffs, especially with how the NFC East is, with how tight that is, because they're going to have to beat out, the football team, and they've been playing well as well. So I don't think they will.
Yeah, I'm also going to say no because, like you said, the NFC East. I think if one of those teams was having a worse season that they were, I think they could get in because I think they would be the next team in. Like you could say the Seahawks, but they're kind of struggling right now. I mean, obviously anything could happen. The NFC East, they have to play each other, so they're going to have to knock each other off.
They're going to hit
right. But, only time will tell. But Lions are rolling. Well, no matter what happens, they're in a good situation going into next season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And they have the Rams first round pick, which is going to be a top 5 pick.
It will be a top 5 pick.
Crazy.
So good work, Lions, on that trade. This was a very close game. This is Jets, Vikings. This was ridiculous. The legend of Mike White, this is his second game. Well, not the second game, but the second game of the year with the Jets. And it was a close one. The Vikings only won 27-22. And realistically, I think the Vikings defense won them this game more than their offense did. Sauce Gardner really did contain Justin Jefferson this game. I mean, Justin Jefferson I have written down 7 receptions for 45 yards. That's pretty good for a rookie corner.
Yeah, I mean,
Really good.
Sauce Gardner is going to be a superstar. And if he isn't already. I mean,
Yeah.
he's incredible. The Jets' defense as a whole is incredible. I think what won the Vikings this game is the Jets. The Vikings were trying everything they could to throw this game away. They're like, we do not want to win. Please win for us. They got the ball. The Jets got the ball. They're driving. They get down to a 4th and goal. Or no, it was like a 2nd and goal from the 1.
Yep.
They run it, get stuffed. 3rd and goal. They run it, get stuffed. 4th and goal. They run it, get stuffed. And it's like, dude, come on. Vikings get it. They punt. Jets get the ball. Like, awful punt, too. So the Jets have great field position. They're driving down the field.
50-yard line.
Yeah, they got like 10 seconds as they're driving. They get like the 20. Throw an interception, game over. It's like, the Vikings didn't deserve to win this game.
No, they did not.
But at the same time, the Jets didn't either because they could not capitalize on any of the opportunities that they were given. I think Mike White is obviously an upgrade over Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
22 points is not something Zach Wilson would do. But
it's not. And it's very clear that the Jets trust Mike White, which is incredible for a guy that's been riding the bench all year, that you would trust him this much. Like, he threw 57 times in this game. Like, that's incredible. Justin Fields threw 25 times in his game this week. Like, so you can obviously see, like, Mike White threw more than 50% more. Sorry, it's more than 100% more than Justin Fields did. And that's a level of trust that I don't know if I'd have in a 3rd string quarterback.
Well, right, that's the thing. Like you said, a 3rd string quarterback. And what's scary is their offense. I mean, it's not great by any sort of standard, but with a 3rd string quarterback,
third string quarterback scored 22 points.
Right, and without their superstar running back.
Yeah.
If you don't remember, he got hurt early in the season, tore his ACL. Jets are in a very good situation for the next couple years. They have an elite defense, and their offense is doing great without their superstar running back and with a 3rd string quarterback in. If they can just, obviously their running back, Breece Hall will come back.
Yeah.
And if they can just get the quarterback position right, they could be dominant.
Yeah.
In a couple years.
It's pretty scary.
It's crazy because the Jets never seen them good. I've seen the Giants in the playoffs before, but this New York team never have even seen them, I think, even close to above 500.
The AFC East is another scary division.
You know what's crazy? This kind of off topic, kind of not. Last week I saw a report that said Tom Brady. Do you know what I'm going to say?
I don't.
Tom Brady said that he could go back to New England next season.
I did actually see that.
Why?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand going back with your old team. But why would you leave the worst division in football by a mile, one of the worst in history, to go to maybe the best division in the NFL? When you're going to the worst team in that division.
That's true. And that's a great question because you're already struggling in Tampa Bay. I mean, your team is barely winning as it is.
And you're still might not even win that division.
Right. And it's a toss-up whether or not you're going to win that awful division. So I don't understand the move by Tom Brady to leave and go somewhere else.
I mean, obviously it's not confirmed. It's just a rumor.
Right.
But in the hypothetical that it does happen, it would make 0 sense.
No, it would make no sense at all.
But I'm sure Patriots fans would not think twice. They would take him in a heartbeat over.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's their savior.
Robert Kraft would literally just throw any money that he had. He would go bankrupt if he could have Tom Brady back.
For sure.
What's next on the agenda here?
Oh.
All right.
So, let me say real quick. So, last week, Daniel the Camel was here for the Pick'ems. And this game came up, and you go, ooh, this game is a toss-up. And
this
I was
is Washington and New York, by the way.
Yeah. The
Giants.
Commanders and the Giants.
Football team and Giants, yeah.
Right. And so it came up, and you're like, whoa, this game could go either way. And we're like, what? And I said, this game is easy. And he goes, yeah, this game can only go one way. And I was like, yeah, easy, Commanders dub. And he goes, whoa, easy, Giants dub. And we're like, what? You know? Like, we differed, but we were both so confident in the other team. And you ended up being right because they tied 20-20.
Yeah. I obviously didn't, I didn't pick the tie, which would have been a game changer if I had picked that tie.
Yeah.
But I was correct when I said this game was going to be very close, and it was. This game ended in regulation 20-20. Heineke is him. Like, that's just it. Washington should not get another quarterback. They should roll with Heineke.
I mean, they should have lost this game.
They should have lost this game.
Yeah, they were down a lot, and Heineke on like a 4th and 18 made a great throw, ended up driving them down the field and scoring. So yeah,
takes it to overtime, to which the football team squanders away their opportunities, and New York gets the ball, and all Graham Gano has to do is kick a field goal, like a 30-yard field goal.
No, it was 57.
It's not even that far. Either way,
Yeah,
he has to kick a 57-yard field goal. It's a little long.
it's a
but,
little long.
You know, Cade York did it, and he's a rookie. And then the Giants missed it, which obviously tied the game.
Yeah. Which, when Graham Gano went up for that field goal, it was a 59-yard field goal, which it's a very long field goal, but like I feel like you see 60-yard field goals, not routinely, but you see them pretty commonly every here and there. Like every
Especially
team,
from bigger name kickers. Graham Gano being a bigger name kicker.
like everybody has, I feel like every team you'll see every here and there will kick a 60-yard game winner.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants, when they went for that 59-yarder, the announcers was like, this would be the longest field goal in Giants history. Their record right now is like 57. I was like, it has nothing, it's not like an important stat, but it's just like, I was a little surprised by that. I feel like kickers nowadays, like, everyone's record is in the 60s. I was surprised when they said the Giants, and the Giants are one of the oldest teams.
Yeah.
Their record is 57. I was like, wow.
I mean, well, the NFL record is only 62.
No, it's 66.
I don't think it's that far.
Mm-hmm. Justin Tucker, his one last year was 66.
I thought it was 62. Someone fact check that.
No, I'll fact check it right now.
Okay.
You can keep talking.
Yeah, I mean, this game was... Let's see. Do I have any notes on this game? I don't think so. Let's see. Where'd it go?
Yeah,
just
66 yards.
66? That's kind of incredible.
That is incredible. And it hit the crossbar.
It did hit the crossbar.
That was
and go
last
in.
season, but yeah.
It was last season, but, I mean, that is... Look, Ravens got the best kicker in the league.
He has a robot leg. He is not a human.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, you can't help but think every time he gets up to kick, you're like, oh, he's automatic. But you don't want to think that because you know that it'll jinx him unless you're playing the team, and then you just immediately start thinking he's automatic in hopes that it'll work, but it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, you know that you're spoiled as a Ravens fan when you have him as a kicker, and he lines up last week, I think it was last week, a couple weeks ago, whatever, they lined up for a 67-yard game winner. 67 yards, first of all. That's the stupidest thing ever. Why would you kick that? But when he missed it, which he was relatively close on, when he missed it, it showed there was a video of a Ravens fan, and he was like throwing his jersey, he was yelling. You know you're spoiled as a football fan when you expect your kicker to make a 67-yard field goal.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the other teams in the NFL, and you're attempting a 50-yard field goal, and all the other teams in the NFL are like starting to sweat because they're like, oh man, I don't know if my kicker actually has the leg for this. The ball's gonna curve, it's gonna swing. There's so many yards in between where he's kicking it and where the ball's going for anything to go wrong.
And then when the Ravens kick it, he's kicking like a 70-yarder, and you're like, oh, he's got this.
Yeah, he's like, 70 yards, no big deal. He's got this for sure. Like literally anything 50 to 65 is absolutely automatic.
He's
for
insane.
Justin Tucker.
Yeah, I know it was really off topic, not even the Ravens game, but
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I don't care.
We can talk about him whenever he wants because he is the best.
Because he's the GOAT.
Yeah. If I was a Ravens fan, I would have a Justin Tucker jersey 100%.
100%.
I'm dead serious when I say that.
He's going. I might have a Justin Tucker jersey just because. I mean, he's going to the Hall of Fame.
First ballot.
Yeah, first ballot Hall of Famer as a kicker. That's pretty much unheard of.
For sure.
But that's a little off topic.
Debbie's getting mad. Debbie switched the game.
I just
while we
switched
were
the
still
game.
talking.
All right, so this one is Titans Eagles. Again, this was kind of a blowout.
Yeah, I was expecting a close game,
I was too.
but A.J. Brown in his revenge game completely torched the Titans.
Yep.
2 touchdowns, like 170 yards.
Yeah, and there was one play where A.J. Brown he goes up and he catches this fantastic catch in the end zone, but his pinky toe was barely touching a little bit of stray piece of white grass, and so they ruled him out. It's barely out. Very next play.
It was a 41-yard
It was
play.
a 41-yard touchdown, which is pretty incredible. And I was like, oh, fantasy team looking good. And then they called it back, and I was like, that kind of sucks.
That's what you said.
Very next play, he does the same thing on the other side of the field.
And it actually counted.
And he counted this time. It was ridiculous. I was like, this is fantastic.
You would think the Titans would be like, oh, let's not let that happen again.
Yeah, maybe we should not let him just switch which side of the field he's on.
Yeah, you know what probably happened is they loaded up that right side, and they were like, all right, we're not going to let him do it again. And he's like, all right, I'm just going to the left.
I'll go to the left side.
And so he went to the left, and then no one was there.
That's exactly right. But thank you, Eagles. Thank you very much. Jalen Hurts scored like 35 fantasy points, and AJ Brown scored like 32. So I got more than half my points this week from the Eagles alone. And then the rest of my team decided to score literally 1 point. So I lost. I lost in fantasy despite the fact that 2 of my players scored over 30 points. How that happens, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's the story of when you have Cooper Kupp on your fantasy team and then he proceeds to get a bum ankle and you can't get rid of him.
It's a bummer. I got him too, and I'm fighting for my life.
Yeah,
Need a lot of
but that's
things
in a
happen next week.
dynasty league. Like,
You're right,
You
yeah,
keep him year over year. I'm a one and done with Cooper Kupp in this league, man.
You've been trying to trade him to me, and I'm like, dude, he's not coming back. Why would I want
Coming
him?
back. Come on. The last couple of weeks, he'll be back.
Yeah.
Trust me, guys.
Sure.
Anyway, that's it. That's it for this game. It was a blowout. Not much to talk about.
This game was not a blowout.
This game was not a blowout, and Lamar Jackson got hurt
Yeah.
and didn't play. His knee is
Dead.
pretty much like destroyed. And the Ravens are like, oh, it's no big deal. It's a day-to-day, week-to-week sort of thing. He'll be back eventually, which is like, okay, yeah, sure he
With
is.
a running quarterback, it's even longer.
Right. He's a running quarterback, which automatically like decreases your longevity in the NFL. Like you will get hurt almost every year. That's just how it is, and you won't play very long. But he got hurt pretty early in this game. To which their backup was like, oh, that's right. I'm not too terrible. He's not fantastic either. And
It's better than Russell Wilson.
better than Russell Wilson, apparently, because the Broncos scored, count them, 1, 2, 3 field goals, and
That's
that's
it.
it. No touchdowns on offense from their $300 million quarterback.
So the number stays 8 touchdowns to 12 bathrooms.
Yes, sir. 8 touchdowns to 12 bathrooms. That is pretty awesome. You know who else has 8 touchdowns? Matt Ryan has 8 touchdowns. That's really bad, Russell Wilson. Matt Ryan also has 15 interceptions on the year.
Matt Ryan also didn't
That's really
play
bad.
4 games this year.
That's true. Russell Wilson, you kind of suck. Russell Wilson is the worst quarterback in the NFL.
That is
Change my mind.
not a hot take.
Nope, it's not.
Or starter.
Yeah.
He's the worst.
Well,
We'll get to why he's the worst in just a second. But
Sure.
they lost 9-10
to a backup. Yes.
to a backup.
But yeah,
18 points, Russell. That's all it takes.
as weird as it is to think, I'm sure the Ravens like front office is kind of happy that Lamar got hurt in this game because
You get
they're
to see what you have.
I think they're saying they're 100% going to use this in contract negotiations because Lamar wanted crazy amounts of money going into the year, and they're going to be like, "Yo, look, you're a running quarterback, injury prone. Like, I'm
That's
not calling
facts.
you injury prone, but running quarterbacks typically get injured more.
Yeah.
And boom, you're injured here, out for a couple weeks. We're not going to give you that much guaranteed
Yeah.
money if we can't even trust that you're going to play. You know, which I think he's not going to take that. And plus, the Ravens just aren't great. They don't give him any weapons. He's probably fed up. I would be fed up. Hey, man. Hey, Lamar Jackson. You know, there's a really good team. Well, there's a team. And
There is a team.
there is a team
In North
that is
Carolina.
located in Charlotte, North Carolina. They have they actually like care about like trying to support their quarterback. They give him a great offensive line. They give him a superstar receiver in DJ Moore. They're trying to upgrade the other receivers. Sure, they traded away their superstar running back, but Deontay Foreman is doing great, and we got an elite defense. You know,
And they just freed up a nice quarterback
they
slot.
did. You know, they're waiting for you. So, you know, 2023 offseason, come home, bro. We will be waiting
Come
with
home.
open arms. How much money you want? We got you. We got the richest owner in the NFL. I know that means nothing for cap space, but we got him. He can pay you under. He'll pay you under the table, dude.
It'll
I'm
be
sure
a-
that is so illegal, but why doesn't he
That
do
is
that?
so illegal, but why
That is-
don't more
that
teams
is
do
so
this?
smart. That is so illegal, but that is a great
How do
idea.
you know that they don't?
That's facts.
They definitely probably do. The owners probably are like, oh, you know what? You know, all we can afford is like 150 million. Wink, wink, wink. And then they're like, oh, but you know what? Aside from being my employee on my team, you're also my best friend. And so I'm going to gift you a car.
That
and
is-
in that car is 4 briefcases of money.
Dude, that is.
Don't tell anyone.
I'm sure that actually, like, you can get away with that because, like, you're just donating your
Yeah,
friends.
I'm
something.
just giving my friend a gift.
Honestly, that's so genius.
I don't know why more teams don't do this.
Dude,
They call us
we
up.
should be owners. We're gonna be part-time owner. Yeah, let's
That's a
go.
good idea. Or we could be, you know, like, no, I'm like,
No,
the,
we are not doing that.
No, I can't play. Come on.
Come on, look at us.
No, I'm not that good. No, I'm saying like an advisor. We can like advise
The owners.
We'll
Yeah.
come in as like a consultant. Like, what should we do to get the team better? It's like, oh,
Guys,
got you.
befriend every NFL player and be like, yo, we're gonna give you a car.
yeah, it's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on from this game. This game sucked.
Yeah.
Sucky
We spent
game.
way too much time on it.
This game though,
Also sucked. The
fantastic game. I loved it. This was Browns
game.
Texans.
game that everybody was anticipating.
Everyone was
sure.
waiting for this game. So I'll go ahead and talk about this game. So first off, let's address the elephant in the room, shall we? Deshaun Watson looked rusty.
Very rusty.
He looked very rusty.
He was throwing at people's feet.
He was underthrowing receivers. He obviously doesn't have a whole bunch of chemistry with the receivers. And the receiver that he does have the most chemistry with, Anthony Schwartz, he worked the most with him the offseason and during the season to really build a connection. He went out in like the second half of this game for concussion protocol. So he was out for the second half of this game, which was unfortunate.
Do you know if that was one of those people on the sideline that they implemented?
No, that
because
was
of-
like he actually did get hit
Oh,
and
okay,
had to
okay.
come out.
Gotcha.
Which is like fair enough. Keep the players healthy. I get it. So the offense
I guess.
did not score this game. Okay, which is a problem, but you have to remember that Deshaun Watson's only been back at the facility for 3 weeks now. He's only been reinstated as the Browns quarterback for a week today. So he hasn't had a whole lot of time to build those relationships, build the chemistry, and he hasn't played in 700 days. All that said, he was moving well in the pocket. I mean,
Yeah, he
like,
escaped a lot of
escaped
sacks.
a lot of pressure, escaped a lot of sacks, and the Texans' defensive line was doing a really good job of putting pressure on him. He just escaped. He looked good. He gives you hope, being like, oh yeah, he's still a very athletic quarterback. He still can run. He looked good in the running game, but his throwing was rusty.
Yeah.
What won us this game was the defense with a fumble recovery taken into the end zone for a touchdown, a pick six, Donovan Peoples-Jones 70-yard punt return for a touchdown, as well as then Cade York hitting a couple field goals here and there.
Yeah.
That's what won us this game.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's the most high scoring game for a team that didn't score an offensive touchdown. It was crazy. But
yeah,
I think what was funny is Deshaun Watson, one of his first couple of drives, they're driving down the field, and then he throws it in the end zone, completely right to the Texans guy, intercepted. And then Deshaun Watson laid on the ground and was waiting for a massage. That's what I saw. That's what I saw on Instagram.
You can't say
it was
things
so
like that.
funny when I
Caden.
saw.
You're
I
gonna
had
get
to
us
say it.
canceled.
It was okay.
You're gonna get us canceled.
He threw the ball, intercepted. He laid down. It did get up. It's like, come on, like you can't be doing that if you're Deshaun, bro. It's like he knew what he was doing.
We're gonna replace you. We can't be saying out of pocket things
I know.
like this.
It was funny, but yeah, I mean, everyone expected this because it was the Texans. Like we said, I think if any other team played them this week, they would have won. Maybe not the Broncos, but
yeah. I mean, this was a
Texans are waiting for their pick.
They are. They're waiting for their pick, and they have a couple of them coming their way. They have a lot of picks coming their way, actually. And so they're doing a good job tanking for the picks.
Yeah.
And Browns, good job winning. Now we just need to win again. And fortunately, we play the Bengals next week, which...
Are rolling, but
one of the guarantees in life is that the Browns will beat the Bengals. Knock on wood.
Yeah. Ooh. So this game is the Seahawks and the Rams. Seahawks won 27-23. But it was obviously very close. The Seahawks are struggling, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have killed this Rams team. They don't have Aaron Donald. They don't have Cooper Kupp. They don't have Matthew Stafford. They don't have Allen Robinson. Their whole team is in complete shambles.
Yep.
And they only won by 4. And they had to score a last-second touchdown to do so.
Yeah, this is not the Seahawks of the beginning of the year. To be fair, Kenneth Walker did not play in this game, which I'm sure is a big part. I mean, that's a huge part of your offense. He's a fantastic, fantastic running back, and is a rookie too. And he didn't play this game. He was hurt, so I'm sure that had...
No, he got hurt during the game.
game, but that was early on. So, I mean, that had major implications for the rest of the game. You can't run the ball like you wanted to. But that being said, you're playing
the Rams.
Like John Wolford. Who's that? I don't know who that is. That was who the Rams were starting at quarterback, and he threw 2 interceptions, and you still barely managed to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Not great.
Obviously, I would never root for an injury. That's bad.
See, when you say that, and then when you're going to say the word "but" right here.
I didn't say but.
No, but you were going to.
No, it wasn't.
You were going to say
However.
that. Oh, that's almost worse. When you do that, it makes it sound like maybe you are rooting for an injury.
No. I would never root for an injury.
No, I would never do it.
In the off chance. No. I didn't say but. In the off chance that Kenneth Walker, doesn't play this week, you're not going to see me complaining.
Oh.
Wow.
Going into this game, I was like,
Hey,
the best thing.
Weird question. Unrelated to what we were talking about right
Personally
now.
unrelated.
Yeah, very much unrelated. Who did the Panthers play week 15? Just unrelated question.
Oh.
I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I think it's the
So-
Seahawks.
Seahawks? Maybe. That's completely irrelevant. Let's get
Completely
back to this game.
unrelated.
Let's get back to this game.
Obviously, going into the game, I'm like, the best thing that could happen. It's a huge fight because you don't want to root for an injury. It's a huge fight, and Geno Smith is throwing punches. DK Metcalf throwing punches. Kenneth Walker all get ejected for multiple weeks. We get Drew Lockett to play next week. Obviously, that's very unrealistic. Didn't happen, but Kenneth Walker went down. And it sounds like this is coming from this now, like legit, like not being like rooting for him to not play. He might miss multiple weeks. They're saying it might be a little severe, so we'll have to keep updated what's happening. But
Yeah.
that is a big loss if he doesn't play because he is a superstar rookie running back this year. And he's a big part of their offense, and you can see they struggled without him against a really bad Rams team.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. Obviously, Seahawks really needing to, realistically, they need to win out for the rest of the year. If they,
Oh, I thought you were talking the Rams.
No,
I
the
was like,
Seahawks.
The Rams are done.
The Rams are done.
They've been done.
The
Yeah,
Rams have been done since they lost to the Bills week 1. The Seahawks need to win out if they want any chance of making a wild card push, because they're really not going to win that division. The 49ers have that on locks.
Do they now?
Oh, they have it on locks. Trust me.
It's interesting now.
They got it locks. Trust me.
Okay.
But the Seahawks have to win out if they want to make that push, and it's really tough. So we'll see what happens. Rams are done.
Rams are done.
They done. Not for
All
them.
right. Before we get into the next game, we have a question from a viewer.
Oh.
Addie Miller says, "Do you like pickles on Mondays or Tuesdays?"
Never. I hate pickles.
Oh, that's a terrible
Mm.
take. I like
Wow.
pickles every day of the week. Not gonna lie. Not like I do like them on my sandwich. Not gonna lie, but I like more of like the spear pickles, like on the side. That's
Those are
where
really
it's at.
good. Like the whole ones, but
Yeah.
they're really tiny.
Where you like cut them into like a
Oh.
third or something.
Yeah.
That's good. You get those with like a Jimmy John's sandwich on the side.
Bro, if
It
you're
is
listening
sweet.
to
He
us,
doesn't know pickles.
no, like that's disgusting. I'm sorry, I might have to quit the podcast now.
Do it.
It's delicious.
won't. Bet
You're
you
right,
won't.
but I won't. But I would never touch a pickle. No, not eating pickles any day of the week.
A punishment for the future. I don't know
I
for
like
what,
this.
but when there's a punishment that Caden needs to be punished for, he's gonna have to eat a jar of
Live.
pickles.
Oh
make him
my
A
gosh.
jar of them.
Live.
Dude,
Throughout
you
the
would-
entire podcast.
That would be disgusting because you would just see like throw up.
It'd be great.
Hey. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Next game.
Okay. This was one of the more interesting games of
For a
the
lot of reasons.
entire week, not just because of the score. So the score to the Dolphins 49ers game was 16-33, which first off, no one was expecting.
It was a close.
Okay.
Should have been a close game,
It should have been. Like,
and it was closer than this. The 49ers scored at the end.
right. So obviously an end of, game score does affect the look, but still, even if you take away 7 points, it's still a bigger win than you would expect. Obviously on Saturday, we had all said, you, myself, Daniel, we had all said that this game is very close. You and Daniel had picked the Dolphins, and I said that I would just pick whoever you didn't pick. And that happened to be the correct pick. Little lucky from me. I lucked out on this one, and the 49ers got this. But the reason that this game is so interesting is because Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt, and it turns out that he broke his foot.
Out for the season.
out for the rest of the year. If you remember, week 1, first quarter of that game, week 2, no, it was week 1.
It was week 2.
Was it?
Yes.
I don't think it was.
It was week 2. I promise.
He played like a quarter of football.
It was week
Either
2.
way, very early in the season, first quarter of whatever game it was, okay, within the first 2 weeks,
Yeah.
Trey Lance broke his ankle. Out for the year. Okay, so Jimmy Garoppolo, just having reworked his contract to be a backup for Trey Lance, now he's going to get paid to be the highest paid backup in the NFL, and he's a good quarterback. He's not terrible. He's not going to lose you the games, but he's not going to win them. That's why he's a backup now. He takes over after week 2, and he's playing good. Okay, 49ers are balling out. They get Christian McCaffrey. Things really, really turn around. And now Jimmy Garoppolo is out for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
That's bad news. What's the good news? There's 2 pieces of good news for 49ers fans. Number 1, Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Last pick in the draft this season.
Literally the last pick, the final pick. They give him a jersey, okay, that has Mr. Irrelevant on the back.
It says like 263 or whatever the last number of the pick.
Because you're the last pick. People who are the last pick, they do not play in the
There's
NFL.
never been a last pick to score a touchdown, throw a touchdown, do anything noteworthy. The only thing the last pick of an NFL draft has done has been the scout team for a team and been on the practice squad. They have never, or maybe gotten in at the end of a blowout. They have never played a meaningful part of a football game. And this guy came in to play quarterback in a big game against the Dolphins.
Big game. He threw 25 for 37, 210 yards. Mr. Irrelevant.
Hey, I said this kind of as a joke when he first came in. And I still, obviously, way an exaggeration. But when he came in, I said to my dad, I was like, hey, next Tom Brady right here, a nobody in the 6th, this guy in the 7th round. Literally the last pick in the draft, coming in, wasn't supposed to play, only came in because of 2 quarterback injuries.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not calling him Tom Brady. Obviously,
It was a joke.
yes, it was a joke, and it
But-
still is a joke.
25
But he
for 37.
played very good. This is the point where I don't think the Niners are contenders at this point because of their quarterback situation. But if he continues to play like how he did, they completely still are because he played great. Now, on the flip side of that,
Yes.
what we were talking about earlier, Baker Mayfield, obviously, quarterback for the Panthers, very, very bad this season. Struggled a lot. Coincidentally, he just wakes up today, of all days, and he went up to the office and said, hey, I would like you to release me. I don't know why, just today I'm feeling it,
Mm-hmm.
I don't,
Feeling lucky.
yeah, I don't want to be on the team just today. Today hit me for some reason. And the Panthers, being the great team that they are, said, yeah, we'll respect that. So they cut him. And so they cut him, obviously, and now he's a free agent. Yeah, it came at a great time. Baker Mayfield, you're not slick. We know exactly
see what's happening.
We know exactly why you demanded a release. Granted, no Panthers fans are mad at this release, don't get me wrong, but we know exactly why you did. You want to go to this Niners team because they don't have a quarterback now. But, newsflash, if you do go to the Niners, you're going to get beat out by Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy.
We'll see what happens. I would not be shocked at all if in the next day, maximum next week, he is signed by the 49ers. I would not be shocked.
I mean,
by
he has
that.
to clear waivers. Waivers go through, I think, tomorrow or Wednesday.
Yeah, he has to clear waivers, but
I know,
I mean,
and
who's
he's
going to sign him?
No, he'll be
Who's
signed
gonna
off.
play
He'll
him?
be signed off waivers if he's by the Niners, is what my opinion is.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm saying like no one else is going to claim him,
Yeah,
so he's
yeah.
going to clear waivers. Like no big deal. I think the 49ers take him. I think that he probably will start over Brock Purdy. I think this is probably one of those fluke games.
Maybe eventually, but I think at this point, for the next, definitely this coming week, and then maybe next week, depending on how he plays, Brock Purdy should start. You're not.
Yeah.
Why would you take that guy?
Look,
Why would?
I'm not rooting
Yeah.
against him.
How would you feel if you're Brock Purdy? You're not even ever supposed to play. You come and you ball against a good defense like this, win your team the game, playing better than Jimmy Garoppolo has arguably played all season, and then you're like, oh yeah, this quarterback who's been awful all season, yeah, we're gonna get him just because he wasn't the last pick in the draft. He was actually the first.
Yeah. Look, dude,
I don't know.
the 49ers are saving so much money by playing Brock Purdy and not Jimmy Garoppolo. They were paying Jimmy Garoppolo some insane number, like $800,000 like a game.
Mm-hmm.
a game because he was a backup. And so every game that he played more than 50% of, he got like an extra like $300,000 bonus. And so every single game, the 49ers were losing so much money.
Yeah.
Now that he's hurt, I mean, obviously when he got hurt, every 49ers fan and every fan across the NFL was like, that's it. That is it for the 49ers.
But
They
Brock
were
Purdy
supposed to be a
hold
Super Bowl
my
contender.
irrelevant jersey.
Exactly. Hold my Mr. Irrelevant jersey.
Yeah.
Threw it at the owner, walked on the field and balled for 25 for 37, 210 yards.
Mm-hmm. One more thing
Ridiculous.
about this. If Baker does go to the Niners, I can tell you for a fact, the person who's going to be the most upset about this, Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey cannot escape Baker
If
Mayfield.
he left Carolina and he's like, it sucks that I had to leave my city. Like, I love that team. But Baker, I'm so glad to be gone. He's like, I'm gone. I don't got to see that guy anymore. Baker comes back. Hey, man, I just signed here. McCaffrey, man. I feel so bad for him. If Baker comes back, go Brock Purdy. I'm rooting for you.
I think it'd be awesome if Brock Purdy just continued to ball for the rest of his career.
That'd be awesome.
I'd love that.
All right. So another question from the chat. Okay. Just Mena asks, who are the top 3 hottest football players, specifically NFL?
Personally, I don't have an opinion on that.
I do.
You could do that.
There's only one.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo. That's it. There's no 2 or 3. It's Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
Moving on.
2 or 3.
Also thought about that a little bit. Well, no, he thought about that way beforehand, which is a little
No,
concerning.
everyone.
It's a
that's a
known
known
fact.
fact.
He literally won like hottest man alive or something like that. Like,
Really?
voted by America or something. Yeah, it was crazy.
We're looking
but-
up a picture of him.
But
right
now he's hurt, and he will not be playing anymore.
That was irrelevant because, or not irrelevant. That was relevant because we were
It
talking
was.
about the Niners.
It was.
It was.
Maybe,
Dang.
she knew.
What
Maybe
a
she
segue.
did.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. This
Oh my.
game was a big game.
Oh, did you just see a picture?
I just saw a picture of him.
Yeah.
This
That
next
was
game,
an oh my, but not gay.
this game, Chiefs and
Oh,
Bengals. Bengals won 27-24 in the rematch of the AFC Championship game.
Yep.
Joe Burrow, in his young career, is 3-0 against Patrick Mahomes. That is crazy.
Who's the other quarterback who's done that?
3-0 against Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's another one. It's obviously he's still playing, right?
Yep.
I was gonna say Tom.
It's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Tom Brady is the only other quarterback to beat Mahomes 3 times. But
I was
Joe
gonna say, I
Burrow.
think he's played more than 3.
But Joe
Yeah.
Burrow is the only one that's beat him 3 consecutive times.
I mean, it's great, and it's all been in 2022 because they played like second last week of the regular season, which was in January last year.
Yep.
And then they played an AFC Championship, obviously in January, and then now this, all in 2022, which is crazy. But the
3 times
Bengals,
in the same year.
Bengals look very good with Jamar Chase back. They don't even have Joe Mixon.
No, he don't.
They are clicking. This is we were talking about this game over text yesterday while it was going on. This is around the time last year when the Bengals completely flipped and became obviously AFC champs.
Yep.
And looks like they're doing it again, beating what we think is the best team in the league.
Yeah. And to be completely realistic here, it's not like the Chiefs played bad or the Bengals. Like, there was no bad football
Yeah,
being
it was a great
played.
game.
The only reason the Chiefs lost this game realistically was because Travis Kelce fumbled. And it wasn't like Travis Kelce like had some terrible slip and Travis Kelce fumbled the ball away like an idiot. No, he was fighting with the ball, and he's fighting for every inch because football's a game of inches, and he knows this. Every inch matters.
Yeah.
And he's fighting forward, and he's got literally 3 Bengals players draped on him trying to bring him down, and the ball just gets stripped.
Oh, yeah, he just ripped the ball. It was a great play.
It was a great play by the Bengals defense. Sad to see it.
For sure.
But then the Bengals go down, and the Chiefs had a couple opportunities to stop them on 3rd down, get the ball back, give Mahomes a chance with time left on the clock. Unfortunately, the Bengals, got the first downs that they needed and were able to kneel out the clock. But overall, it was a fantastic football game.
Yeah, I think it really shows how the Bengals are kind of unfair. I mean, obviously you got Jamar Chase, who's arguably a top 3 receiver in the league. He's incredible, and he's super young. And then they got obviously a great quarterback in Joe Burrow. So you try to take Jamar Chase out of the game and neutralize him by doubling him or anything you got to do to stop him. But then on the other side, you got T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, who Tyler Boyd is a good receiver. And then T. Higgins, if he's on any other team aside from the Bengals, I think he's easily a number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
He is a superstar, and he showed it in this game. when they were doubling Jamar Chase towards the end, they were just trusting T. Higgins, and every time he'd come through with huge plays.
Yeah,
They have 2 elite number 1 receivers on their team.
that's very unfair.
That is very unfair.
What do you like for any other team? You're like, okay, we're playing Devonta Adams this week. What are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna double Devonta Adams. Okay, we're gonna double him, and it doesn't
works.
matter because
Yeah.
it works because the Raiders don't have another wide receiver. That's how it is, and that's how it is for every other NFL team. Is you double the best guy, and that takes care of it. If you're playing the Bengals, you have to double Jamar Chase because he is the number 1 receiver on that team. He is a top 3 receiver. But then you have T. Higgins lining up on the other side of the field. What are you going to do about him? You going to leave him one-on-one? I don't think so. What are you going to do? Put double safety help? Now the middle of the field's wide open? There's nothing you can do to stop the Bengals offense.
Mm-hmm. What I think it makes it just easier to root for, I guess, is because, like, obviously the Rams had a super team last year, but they acquired all of that by trading their picks away and signing free agents. This whole Bengals team is from the draft. Joe Burrow drafted, Jamar Chase drafted, T. Higgins drafted. They drafted their whole team, and they're unfair. Like, they're incredible.
Yeah.
It's not like they're going and they're just throwing money at these guys, and they're throwing draft picks at these teams, and they're like, yo, come play for us, come play for a powerhouse. Let's go run the league.
Right.
They're drafting these guys out of college and just developing them, and they're superstars. And it's a lot easier and more fun to root for a team like that, who has a bunch of young guys who they got on their own, than just throwing money or picks at a team.
I wish that they weren't in the AFC North, and I wish that they weren't one of the Browns' big-time rivals. Because if they were in any other division, it'd be really easy to root for them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I have no reason to hate them. I'm not a Browns fan. I love rooting for them.
Gonna be tough when their rookie contracts run out.
It will.
A lot of them are gonna leave.
But by then, the salary cap's gonna probably be like $1 billion.
Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be $1 billion, so it doesn't matter anyways. All right, this game, Chargers, Raiders. I had picked Raiders, and it turned out to be another miraculous pick. I'll let you talk about this one a little bit because I think you watched this a little more than I did.
Yeah. I mean, you could say I'm making an excuse of it, but Justin Herbert, for 3.5 quarters in this game, had no time to throw. Literally, towards the end of the game, the Chargers got the ball back, and the announcers literally said, like, you got to give Justin Herbert some props here. The fact that he made it a 7-point game, and I said, if you're just joining us, Justin Herbert through 3.5 quarters, under constant duress, no time to throw all game, and he's making it work.
He was sacked 5 times in this game.
The announcers, and he should have been way more, but he was just running, throwing it away, chucking it deep, just hoping something would work because he had no time. The announcers literally said, it's not like it's just like, I love Justin Herbert, so I'm saying this. Like, no, the announcers know it, the fans know it.
Speaking of Justin Herbert, go check out Caden's Corner on YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah, and stop hating in the comments section. Like, I don't care if you don't like Herbert. Like, respect my opinion, bro.
No, don't respect it. keep up the hate.
The facts don't lie. Whatever. But yeah, the Raiders are kind of hitting their groove right now.
Yep.
Who would have thought that losing Darren Waller and losing Hunter Renfrow would make you good again? Who crazy?
Yeah,
but
weird. Yeah, Derek Carr just randomly remembered that. Yeah, that's right. Devonta Adams. Devonta Adams had 8 receptions for 177 yards
and 2 touchdowns.
Ridiculous.
Devonta Adams, you're carrying my fantasy team right now. Thank you very much. That's all I had to say.
That's it.
That's the rest of this game.
That's the game. Josh Jacobs didn't do too bad again either.
Yeah, he's good. Oh, well, this one was a very interesting. Shout out Daniel the Camel.
Yeah, your team got pooped on. So
yeah. So a lot of people, it was Sunday night. This was Sunday night football game. Colts and Steelers. Colts and Cowboys. And it was 19-21 early in the 4th. And you're like, it's late. It's like 11. I got work the next day or I got school the next day. I should probably go to bed, Get ready. Just have a good fresh start to the week. You're going to go to bed. Obviously, not probably over, probably finish at like 29-19 or something like that.
Yeah, it's going to be a close game. Going to be good, but you know what?
Yeah. It's like, why would I stay up for this? And then you check your phone in the morning, and you're like, 19-54. And then you put your phone down, and you're like,
I did not read that right.
Yeah, 19-54. And you're like, huh. And you're like, I need to grab my glasses. So you go to the eye doctor, and you get some glasses because there's no way your eyes are right. Because it was only a quarter. You only missed a quarter. And you look again, and it still says 19-54. And you're like, what? Yes. The Cowboys scored 54 points, and they had 21 points in the going into the fourth. They had five interceptions or like 7 turnovers. Matt Ryan was literally a slot machine. He's like, here, like it's the thing where
ching interceptions all around to the entire
like you don't
Cowboys
put a coin
defense.
in, the center just snaps the ball to him, and then he gives the defense the ball.
Yeah.
You know, like they get a prize every time. It's like one of those weird ones. It's like the tiny ones for little kids, and it's like the little duckies where you get something every single time.
Yeah,
and
you
like
get a prize every time.
like
You don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah,
everyone gets a prize.
exactly. Like you win every time if you're the defense.
Yeah,
It was
33
pitiful.
unanswered in the fourth
Pitiful.
because of Matt Ryan.
Pitiful. I am not complaining because I was in a very close fantasy game and I had Dallas's defense and they had an interception early in the fourth and I was like, that's clutch. But I am very tired. I'm going to bed. But I was like, I'm up at like 5 now. So I mean, as long as they don't score, I'll be chilling. I wake up and I'm like, they had like 21 points. And I was like, that's clutch. So yeah, Dallas and Philly are looking like they are on a collision course to meet in the NFC Championship.
Yes.
But, you know, it's Dallas. They could obviously any year choke in the playoffs like they always do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was going to be fun.
Colts
Dallas
fans, it's okay. Matt Ryan is probably his last year.
Probably. Fun fact.
And then you guys can have Will Levis.
Ooh.
I just want to see Daniel Campbell's reaction to that.
Fun fact. Matt Ryan has thrown more touchdowns than Russell Wilson. So props to Matt Ryan. And
good
he
job.
didn't play for like 3 weeks.
Good job.
He has also thrown more interceptions than Russell Wilson has bathrooms in his house. So good job on that one too, Matt Ryan.
Go you.
Go you. You're a champion.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You blew that Super Bowl.
And now for the Monday night game.
Whoa. Wait.
Oh.
We have another question
Is
from the
this
chat.
football related?
This is football related.
Okay,
This is a good
so
question.
we're not. Wait, they were all other than the pickles one. They were both related. I forgot about the pickles one.
All right, I'm gonna butcher this name, but it's Johanna Miller. Johanna Miller. That's your name.
That is
Yeah,
yes.
name
We have
now.
decided.
We,
They
the
asked-
arbiters of truth.
Yes. Why do you think the Chiefs traded Tyreek Hill to Miami?
Good question.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's what I thought
fantastic
too.
question.
It's a good question.
Because I think, because of money. Because his contract was running low. He wanted a
Yeah.
new contract. And they already had to pay Mahomes.
I mean, yeah, they paid
half of $1 billion.
$500 million over 10 years.
Yeah, and so they're like, and you know, you're gonna have to pay Kelsey again, literally superstar tight end. You have a lot of these crazy people. And Mahomes, you're gonna trust your quarterback, who was the best in the league, to produce even without even someone as good as Tyreek Hill. And you know Tyreek Hill's gonna cost crazy amount of money as well. So why not get a lot of stuff for him instead of just letting him walk in free agency?
Yeah. That's probably why they ended up trading him. Obviously, when contracts come due and it's time to re-sign, time to renegotiate, that's when a lot of teams lose these superstar players, or they try to prolong the inevitable and they sign them to a very lucrative 1-year contract because they don't have the money to sign them for multiple years down the road. So I completely agree. That's definitely why they traded him. And
It's paying off.
paying off.
Yeah.
Chiefs are doing very well, and they have more plays over 40 yards this year than they did last year with Tyreek Hill, which is very incredible.
Good question.
Keep them coming. All right, so this game, Monday night game,
Big game.
very, very big
For the NFC South.
for the NFC South.
The rest of the NFL probably doesn't care because whoever wins this game is going to lose first round in the playoffs unless the Panthers get in. But
Yeah, it's something like that, bud.
this game I will be watching. I will be excited if the Bucks lose. I'm not going to say the Saints.
Say it. Say it right now.
I will be
You're rooting for...
I will be rooting big time for the Bucks to
No,
lose.
no. Say it with me. I am rooting...
am rooting for the Bucks to
No,
lose.
no, for the Saints,
For the Bucks to
for
lose.
the Saints to win. Say it.
It's
Come
okay.
On. Come on, please say it.
Go,
You can say it.
not Bucks. You got
You
this.
can do it. Say it.
I hope
Caden, I'm here
the
for
Bucks struggle.
I'm here
It's,
for you.
it's okay.
No, come here.
Maybe next
you. No, you can. No, but there is no next week. There is no tomorrow.
It's okay.
Sigma grind.
Go away team.
Go Saints is what he's trying to say. I'll interpret for you. He's saying go Saints. That's what he's saying.
Go Andy Dalton. That's not gonna happen.
Not even I can say that.
But yeah,
It's not gonna happen.
Bucks
Bucks are
will
gonna win
probably
this.
win this game pretty easily. But you can always hope.
You never know.
That's why they play the game.
The Browns beat the Bucks.
Browns did beat the Bucks.
We did beat the
In
Bucks.
overtime, but
Hey,
they beat the Bucks.
We beat the Bucks.
that's facts.
With Jacoby Brissett.
Panthers beat.
Yeah.
Oh wait, never mind. I was gonna say Panthers beat the Saints with Baker to prove that the Saints have a chance. But if we beat them with Baker, that just proves how bad they are. Crap. Pretend I didn't say that. Okay, yeah.
Start Jameis.
Bucks will probably win, but maybe I'll be wrong.
Maybe the Saints should sign Baker. Turn him into the next Drew Brees.
Hey, well, that will not happen. He's the same size.
He is.
Yeah.
All right, so I had a very productive.
You did, and
Week
I was
this week.
I was a little nervous. But while you're talking, I'm gonna look who I picked for that.
Yeah,
Jaguars.
you go ahead and look for that one
Because if I beat
because
the Lions, I get an extra point.
yeah, I hope you pick the Jags. But anyway, let's jump to the picks here, Debbie. I had a very productive week. I got was it 11 for 14 right this week?
Yeah.
Which is very
No,
good.
it was 12.
I got 12 for 14. That's right, because I didn't count them
No. Yep.
Monday. Yeah. So I finally broke 100 on how many games I got right.
Let's go.
So applause. So I'm only down by 12. I broke 50% again. I'm up to 52%, which is, exciting. That was a very loud laugh, Debbie. The audience doesn't need to hear that.
Also, the reason why is because I'm sitting at 68% in my pick'ems. Just by the way.
Debbie, this is why you're not in the chair, because no one cares.
Sorry, my bad.
No one cares.
I'll go back to podcasting.
So Caden is sitting at 112. I'm at 110. Caden's double checking to see if he picked the Jags or Lions because
Dang it! I did pick the Jaguars.
let's go.
So this is the correct score.
This is the correct score, so let's go on that. So we have 5 weeks of regular season left.
Is it 5? Oh, that's exciting.
5 weeks of regular season left, plus
And the higher bonus.
No.
plus the wild card round, divisional round, championship round,
Oh
and
wait.
Super Bowl.
Oh, we're picking those two.
Of course we are.
Starting to sweat over here.
So we have 9 weeks left for me to pick all of these games right, and maybe if it's close enough, we'll toss in a little something for the Pro Bowl. Who knows?
No, that's a flag football game. We are not.
We should toss something in for the Pro Bowl. That's all I'm saying. I stand a chance. So I'm only 12 picks behind, which makes it really, really exciting.
It does.
It
make
really-
nerve wracking. Like
It's exciting.
I can't go.
Caden is going to Ratbirds this score. He's going to be up by so much, and then he's going to fumble it away in the dying second.
This might be the closest it ever was.
No, it's been 10
Oh.
after week 1.
It's in the, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're really excited this week.
I am.
But like 1 week, next week I get more than you, and I'm back at like a 16-point lead. It's like,
Or I could continue on this trend and continue to pick, the winners of these games.
hey,
while
maybe
you
I think that
continue
was
to pick Justin Herbert.
Interesting last week was all the games were so like they could go either way. So
Yeah.
if you have more games like that,
I don't
Yeah.
like that.
playoff games might
Hey.
get a little bit better, harder to.
All I'm
calculate.
saying,
We'll see.
all I'm saying is I won last week, and I won this week.
You know what I'm saying?
Common denominator being guest on the show.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
When there's a guest, I win the week.
I cancel at Harold Mansfield. He's planning to be on the show next week. You're actually not on anymore.
I need you on.
No,
Common
but like,
denominator needs
No,
to
but
ride this till the
it's
end of the year.
serious, like facts though, because like when there's a whole other guest on, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna pick my games before I come.
Ooh.
You don't do that. You don't
Debbie
do
has
that
been
already.
Begging Austin and I to take
You
notes.
don't do that already?
And have things.
I have notes this week, guys.
He wrote like
I got notes.
you
He
wrote the
actually
two.
has notes,
I got
guys.
notes,
He
guys.
has notes. He literally wrote like Panthers or not Panthers. They didn't play this week. He literally wrote like Browns, Texans, and circled Browns because they won.
No, that's not true.
that is the extent of his notes.
No, I have all the notes on like the stats and the play. All the stats were on this piece of paper, guys. It's
all of them.
everyone. I'll take notes on the Sunday night or sorry Monday night game.
Oh, I would not. I will be yelling at my actually, I have to study for a stupid chemistry test.
I'll be writing down. Let's see what I'll be writing. Panthers suck. That's what I'll be writing down. That'll be my notes for Saturday.
Cool.
All right, let's wrap it up, Caden.
But yeah, thank you for listening to this episode of the K&A Football Podcast. Stay tuned for this Saturday's episode for our Week 14 pick'ems with another special guest who we kind of just said like 10 minutes ago. Or no, 5
We've been
minutes ago.
saying it for a while.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Harold
Longtime
Mansfield, if you
friend of
don't
the
know.
show.
Yeah. So he'll be on the show next week. Stay tuned for that one. Should be fun. But for now, what's the word I'm looking for? Nah, whatever. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for watching this episode of K&A Football. You can listen to our podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and we're also active on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts.
If you made it this far in the video, thank you. You're a real one. We'll see you next time.